Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I thought we would have a look at the squadron vehicles that have turned up for this update. Squadron has released some devlogs on them, and to be honest, they are pretty interesting and kind of show once again a general trend of more and more squadron vehicles coming into War Thunder. I think there was a drought for a little bit of time, meaning that squadron activity wasn't really going towards anything, but now we just have a million of them, so it's definitely an area where Gaijin is growing the game. Another thing I'd also like to ask is if there's anything you want me to look on the dev server, make sure to let me know, so in the comments here or wherever, so I can make some videos on it for you. I do want to make a video on the cockpits that are coming in. A lot of them are kind of similar to what we've seen before, but some of them are pretty cool. I'm kind of waiting for them to update the F-35 since it's not fully there yet. Another thing as well to mention is Broken Arrow came out yesterday. So over the next few days, we're going to be playing some War Thunder on stream and also some Broken Arrow. So if you want to check that out, we'll be streaming that later today. I hope you all enjoy the video, and if you do, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like it. Let's get started. The first devlog is for the new helicopters which are coming in for China. We have the Z-10ME and also the Z-10A. Now the Z-10A is coming in as a squadron vehicle, which is pretty cool, and it's going to be at rank 7 for China. And then also the Z-10ME is coming in for a top-of-the-line banger for China too. Both improvements over the standard Z-10 that we already have in the tech tree, and basically both of them just have some additional features, which is quite nice. The main thing that is nice to see about them, though, is the models look absolutely stunning. They have the updated kind of X-ray models, and they've taken so much time to meticulously make these things, and over the last, well, year or so with helicopters, that has been the main thing that Gaijin have been focusing on, and it just looks really cool. Whoever is making these models, they really need a lot of commendation. It just looks fantastic on the vehicles themselves. So the vehicle history for these things is pretty short. Basically, by the late 2010s, the PLA began to modernize some of the older Z-10s in service to upgrade them to the current technological standard. This configuration generally corresponded to the original design of the helicopter, including armor and laser warning receivers. Several dozen helicopters have been modernized to the Z-10A standard, and previously produced helicopters are being modified to this type as well. So that's basically what the Z-10A is. The ME is kind of an export version of the vehicle, which has a lot of additional features designed for the export market. One of the kind of key things that the ME version has is a DIRCM system. Basically, this is a more powerful system to kind of defended against IR missiles. These helicopters are already pretty good against IR missiles since they do actually outrange them. So basically, there is a lot of the time where you can just kind of destroy IR stuff. But with some new kind of like high tier bangers coming in, which do have access to IR missiles, the DIRCM will be nice to see. It's also a feature that could turn up on other helicopters in the game too, but I don't think there's anything which actually would harbor it now, unless some of the top tier Russian ones, if they decide to give it to those. There is also a bunch of different other upgrades on the Z-10ME. It has better engines, it has a new radar, which is on top of the rotor blades, so therefore you can see if you like sit behind a hill, pop up, use the radar, and then bang, 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 and then go down again. Something that makes certain helicopters very powerful in War Thunder, where you can basically hide it until you need to, and then smash, absolutely annihilate stuff. It also has the cannon too, which now has 350 rounds of ammunition, which is kind of nice. So it basically has like increased protection, increased speed, and also increased capabilities. The only area it doesn't really increase is the actual secondary armaments that it carries. It still carries the same as the Z-10, but it still has very good ones. You know, the TY-90s are fantastic as air-to-air missiles, and also the anti kind of ground missiles, or ATGMs, that these things carry are also pretty cool too. Technically, these vehicles could carry even better ordnance, so we'll have to see what kind of goes on with it, but who knows? Anything is kind of possible. The other part is they also have like a little bit of additional armor, but it doesn't really make any difference. Like it's like little pieces of armor to protect the pilots and also protect the sides of it, but it really is not going to do much for like general combat. What's more interesting is something like the Comanche, for example, that actually has it's made of armor compared to a lot of other helicopters, and I wonder if that's going to make it more survivable than others. The other devlog is for the F-35, but this is the Saab F-35, not the F-35 that you may know as the American vehicle, which I'm sure will eventually come to War Thunder, but it feels at least a little bit off, you know? It might turn up eventually, but it's going to be years in the future. So instead, you're going to have to use the kind of F-35, which is based on the Draken. This is another squadron vehicle that's coming in for Sweden, and also basically it seems like Gaijin have been adding a ton of squadron vehicles recently. I wonder if they're going to change how you can actually grind them out, or if they're just hoping that people GE them because there's just so many of them nowadays. But basically this one is going to be a squadron vehicle for the Swedish tech tree at rank 7. This is a Danish J-35, and we still only have like one of them in the tech tree. So you have the J-35A, which is a premium, the J-35XS, which is also a premium, the F-35, which is now a squadron vehicle, and then the J-35D, which is in the standard tech tree. Would have been nice to see more Drakens in the tech tree itself, but unfortunately not yet. This would have been quite a nice one. The history of the vehicle is in the late 60s, the Danish Air Force decided to replace the aging F-100D, needing a versatile fighter capable of effectively operating against both air and ground targets. The choice fell to the Swedish J-35F Draken. However, the base model did not meet Danish requirements, so a modification called the Saab 35XD, designated the F-35, was developed. This new variant had reinforced wings, increased ammunition, 2 30mm cannons, reinforced landing gear, a large internal fuel supply, and the ability to mount external fuel tanks. The radar equipment was considered unnecessary and dismantled, as the focus was on strike capabilities and transforming the design to the needs of a tactical aircraft. In the 1980s, Danish F-35s underwent modernization under the WDNS, or Weapon Delivery and Navigation System Program, which aimed to install a modern sight and navigation system. These new fighters received a new sight, laser rangefinder, and an ANALR-69 RWR, and the final stage of modernization was completed in 1986. It is nice to see more Danish vehicles in the game. I think it's one of those nations that is starting to come to the kind of front. You also have the M24DK, which is coming in too. I'm super glad they decided that Sweden should be kind of like a northern European tech tree in a way. So they're putting a lot of vehicles into that from those nations, and it's basically given Sweden a very strong tech tree, which is really cool. So this F-35 coming in as a squadron vehicle means that you can use, obviously, squadron points to grind it out. The vehicle is more CAS orientated, so it can carry 250, 500 or 1,000-pound bombs. It can carry FFAR rockets, CRV-7s and Hydra 70s, and basically it has CCIP and CCRP for everything you would usually have. They also showed off a really cool skin that it has a red one, which I don't think is on the dev server, which is kind of nice. This vehicle does have air-to-air capabilities too. It has the AIM-9N sidewinders, but it can only carry 2 of them. So this isn't like the J-35XS where it's able to carry a bunch of them, only 2. Now, the AIM-9N is actually going to be featured on a few vehicles in this update. The NF5A also has access to it, and basically it's a further kind of modernization or upgrade of the AIM-9J. It's also known as kind of like the AIM-9J1. The way it's going to work is it's basically just the AIM-9J, but it has a slightly better seeker on it. So kind of it should be able to guide itself in a little bit better. I don't know if in-game it's actually going to be that different, but in real life that's what it's like. I'll have a look at the stats of what's kind of coming in and see what's going on from there. But the vehicle itself is looking pretty awesome. And that's, the squadron vehicles that are coming in the next updates. They're continuing what they've done the last few updates, where bringing in a ton of these squadron vehicles. The only thing for me, as I said, is I really wish there was just more standard tech tree Drakens for the Swedish. One of the problems with the tech tree is it's already pretty thin in the area where the Draken is. Like, you basically, at rank 7, you have the J-35D, the attack Vigans, the J-37C, and the MiG-21 Bis. And in order to kind of grind through that area, you have to actually research all of the vehicles in it. And since there is already a lot of kind of premiums jet-wise for Sweden, it's kind of sad to see this one not get into the tech tree. Like, for example, if you have a look at how many premiums there are for Sweden for jets, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 premium jets, which for a tech tree that doesn't have a lot in it seems a bit crazy. And instead of adding to the standard tech tree area, they're adding it more into the squadron vehicle area. At least it's available for everybody, but it just kind of is annoying that they're not filling out that area of the tech tree and therefore reducing the research costs too. As always, let me know your thoughts, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecovo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Warthunder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.